Dear voters and audience, according to the orientation of Tay Ninh province, by 2030, tourism will develop into a spearhead economic sector, contributing over 10% of GRDP, strongly promoting the development of other industries and sectors. The growth rate of tourism revenue increased by an average annual rate of 25% per year or more. An average expenditure per tourist in Tay Ninh is over 1.3 million Viet Dong per person per day. For more information about the tourism development planning of Tay Ninh province to 2025, Vision to 2030. In today's program, we are very happy to welcome two guests. We would like to introduce Ms. Trần Thị Hoang, Deputy Director of Tay Ninh Department of Culture, Sports and Tourism. Mr. Ngô Trần Ngọc Quốc, Chairman of Tay Ninh Provincial Tourism Association. Ladies and gentlemen, to have an overview of the development of tourism in Tay Ninh province in recent years, before today's talk show, we would like to introduce to you, as well as the two guests, the following short report. Tay Ninh is the home to pristine natural scenery and a long-standing spiritual architectural complex at Bà Đen Mountain, Cao Đài Holy See. These will be the destinations that attract millions of pilgrims every year. Tay Ninh is actually transforming itself out of the hidden corner in the southeast to attract tourists. With the gradual improvement of tourism services, synchronous investment in infrastructure and landscapes, the number of visitors to tourist sites and attractions is increasing, with an average increase of 50% per year. In 2022 alone, the number of tourists to Tay Ninh for the first time exceeded 4.5 million. Tay Ninh has also become one of the 5 largest tourist attractions in the country, becoming a must-not-miss destination for travel enthusiasts. The desire to turn the tourism industry into an important economic sector of the province is so close to reality. Particularly in recent years, many new tourism products have been available at Bà Đen Mountain, meeting the needs of tourism services that tourists are aiming for. Products such as the world's largest cable car system using European technology, Asia's tallest bronze statue of Tay Đà Sơn on the top of the mountain, Buddha exhibition space, especially new flowers are continuously planted, creating a poetic and impressive scene on the mountaintop. It can be said that one of the factors creating a breakthrough for Tay Ninh tourism in recent years, especially in 2022, is the presence of strategic investors, particularly the cooperation with Sun Group in developing Bà Đen Mountain National Tourist Area into a high-class spiritual and cultural tourist destination. This is also an important premise for the province tourism industry to develop breakthroughs, becoming a high-class destination of Vietnam in the coming years. Dear Ms. Trần Thị Hoang, Deputy Director of the Department of Culture, Sports and Tourism of Tay Ninh Province, it can be seen that in recent years, Tay Ninh tourism has prospered. The number of tourists coming to Tay Ninh is increasing. So, to attract tourists in the coming time, how does the province plan to develop diverse types of tourism, to develop new and potential tourism products in the province? The audience, to attract tourists in the time to come, our province has identified advantages and potentials for the development orientation of a variety of tourism products, with product groups such as resort tourism, culture and festival tourism, agriculture tourism, ecotourism, return to the roots, learn about the history. As for resort tourism, our province has been concentrating on investing in building a trade and service district to the south of the foothill, put into use thematic sightseeing area, accommodation, trade and tourist services on the top of Bà Đen Mountain. To completely develop the area of commercial and service centers, accommodation and resorts, completing and put into use functional areas according to the subdivision planning of Bà Đen Mountain Tourist Area, etc. In terms of cultural festivals tourism, our province is forming tourism products associated with promoting the development and experience of different types of culture, learning about history, return to the roots, quintessence of cuisine, customs, practices, lifestyle of Khmer and Cham ethnic groups, performing Chiyam drum dance and the southern folk song called Đơn Ca Tài Tử, the great religious ceremony of Hoang and Padang Spring Festival. Regarding ecotourism, developing resort tourism in combination with understanding biodiversity, maximizing the advantages of Logo Samat National Park, special use forests, protection forests, times of waterway tourism services, camping, trekking, etc., reviewing and supplementing tourist attraction and times of tourism in the area of Yoting Lake. As for the tourism type of return to the roots and learning about history, TayNinh focuses on investing, repairing and embellishing revolutionary historical relics in the province, studying and formulating a master plan on developing tourism destinations, such as the special national relic known as the Central Office for South Vietnam Base, the historical site of TayNinh Provincial Party Committee based at Bơi, etc. Creating advantages for the development and diversification of tourism products, taking full advantage of tourists from pupils, students, youth unions, veterans associations, and back to the roots tour. Identifying ties and areas where investment is permitted, calling for investment in the form of socialization for areas where investment is allowed in the relic sites. For the development of new and potential tourism products, TayNinh Province has also come up with specific solutions. Accordingly, localities actively choose tourism products, build tourist zones and attractions in line with the potential and advantages of the locality to connect the general tourism system of the province in order to create a diversity and richness in tourism products. Forming modern shopping centers, system of shops selling souvenirs, regional specialties, traditional local handicraft products to serve tourists associated with cultural historical sites, areas specialized in special crops and high-tech agricultural farms. In addition, the province also encouraged the development of various types of tourism along the Saigon River and Vam Codong River, combined with eco-tourism, garden tourism, forming stops with parking lots, piers, resorts, riverside restaurants, water sports and activities. Thank you very much for your sharing, Ms. Hoang. Dear Mr. Ngô Trần Ngọc Quốc, to develop the province tourism in the coming time, which issue will TayNinh Provincial Tourism Association be most interested in and why? What we are very interested in is the regional linkage, like the one signed among the Southeast provinces recently. In parallel with the signing of the local administrations of 6 provinces, 6 tourism associations of 6 provinces also held meetings and signed agreements to link and develop tourism in the Southeast region cluster. Vũng Tàu is especially one of the pioneers to take on the role of cluster leader this year. In addition to paying attention to the tourism connection work of the Southeast cluster, we are also very interested in connecting with the Southwest provinces, and especially the tourism development between TayNinh and the Kingdom of Cambodia. TayNinh Province share a border with 3 Cambodian provinces. Cambodian tourists are very interested in the development of Vietnam's tourism, but the formation and development of TayNinh tourism is the first basis. We also had a delegation to Cambodia to attend the work session on tourism promotion. On the Cambodian side, they are also very excited. Cambodian travel companies are also very eager to come to Vietnam, especially because they want to admire a new tourist area in TayNinh. At the same time, what the Cambodian side is also looking for is the issue of administrative procedures in Vietnam. Currently, this is one of the dilemmas for travelers crossing the border. The slow handling of administrative procedures is a problem that international tourists complain about when they come to Vietnam. Hopefully, the relevant authorities will consider maximizing administrative procedures so that tourists coming to and from Cambodia are more comfortable and convenient. Thanks, Mr. Ngô Trần Ngọc Quốc. Dear Miss Trần Thị Huy Hoàng, Tay Ninh has long been famous as a spiritual land with many attractive destinations such as Bà Đen Mountain, Khao Đài, Holy. So, how our province prioritizes investment and development of spiritual tourism in the tourism development plan? It can be said that Tay Ninh is the locality with advantages in cultural and spiritual tourism. According to the statistics, 90% of tourists coming to Tay Ninh visit Bà Đen Mountain and Khao Đài Holy, which are evaluated as cultural and spiritual tourist destinations, attract many tourists of the province. With that advantage, in recent years, the province has invited strategic investors to invest in some major projects in Bà Đen Mountain tourist area, such as the cable car system to the top of Bà Đen Mountain, Ba Pagoda, Hoang Pagoda, and other auxiliary works, etc. On that basis, Tay Ninh continues to promote the development of festival, religious and spiritual tourism products with the main development strategies and policies as follows. According to the Tourism Development Plan of Tay Ninh Province to 2025 and orientation to 2030, the province focuses on developing tourism products associated with festivals and beliefs, such as the religious festival Hội Yến Du Trì Cung, Bà Đen Mountain Spring Festival, the ritual ceremony dedicated to Linh Sơn Thánh Mẫu, Kỳ Yên Festival at Gia Lộc Communal House, the Vong Great Mandarin Festival, etc. Utterly conducting legal order and procedures to deploy investment projects in tourist areas and attractions in the province, including 3 projects related to Bà Đen tourist area. The project of an urban area adjacent to Bà Đen Mountain National Tourist Area, the project of the urban area serving Bà Đen Mountain National Tourist Area, and the project of Bà Đen Mountain Thematic Visit and Resort. Linking and developing tourism products between Bà Đen tourist area and other key tourism development centers in Tay Ninh province, such as the special national relic of the Central Office for South Vietnam Base, Lagos Summit National Park, linking tourist routes between Tay Ninh and tourist attraction in Ho Chi Minh City and the provinces of the Southeast and Southwest regions. Focusing on investing in transport infrastructure to quickly and synchronously connect tourist attractions of Tay Ninh and other localities of the country, aiming for attracting international tourists, especially neighboring Cambodia. Dear Mr. Ngô Trần Ngọc Quốc, it can be seen that spiritual tourism is often closely associated with festivals. So, can you tell us how you evaluate the influence of festival on tourism development of Tay Ninh in the coming time? As far as I know, both domestic and international tourists coming to Tay Ninh are focusing on spiritual tourism. So, in order to develop spiritual tourism, we must make it more colorful, more impressive, and make the existing culture of Tay Ninh people become clearer. On the other hand, in order to promote the festivals that we have been organizing, we also need to pay more attention to the form and communication of them. These festivals are also quite prominent and also cost a lot, but our communication work hasn't been widely disseminated, leading to the fact that tourists don't know much about our festivals. In particular, the communication must have the nature of communication links between associations, between provinces, even with the involvement of international media. Especially as far as I know that the Cambodian side is very interested in the festivals of Tay Ninh people. Anyway, they share a same border with us and have a long-standing culture. Thus, the festival is one of the very important issues to promote the development of Tay Ning's tourism. Especially when tourists come here, they will ask where to go, what to eat, and where to stay in Tay Ninh. If we regularly organize such festivals, then slowly more and more visitors will come to the province, and they will perceive Tay Ninh in a different way than before. Dear Ms. Trần Thị Huy Hoàng, on the part of the Provincial Department of Culture, Sports and Tourism, what orientation do you have in organizing festivals in the coming time? There are many cultural tourism festivals held every year in Tay Ninh. These activities attract a large number of tourists to the province. For example, Padang Mountain Spring Festival, which takes place in the first lunar month, is the festival that attracts the most tourists in the province. In 2022 alone, it has attracted more than 1.7 million visitors to visit and worship. In addition, the annual festival Hoang of Cao Đài followers, attracting more than 500,000 tourists in and outside the province. The biannual cultural tourism festival, featuring the craft of making Trang Bang the Western rice paper in order to preserve and promote the value of national intangible cultural heritage of the craft of making the Western rice paper. Especially in the first lunar month of this year, for the first time, Tay Ninh held the first festival to promote the art of vegetarian cooking in Tay Ninh province, contributing to promoting the introduction and promotion of the province image to domestic and international tourists. This festival promised to attract a large number of tourists to Tay Ninh during the Lunar New Year 2023. To attract tourists in the coming time, the province will continue to maintain, develop, and improve the quality of existing special traditional festivals associated with the organization of commercial, service, culinary, cultural, and sports events such as Spring Flower Market, Trang Bang the Western Rice Paper Festival, Hot Air Balloon Festival, paragliding, etc. Thanks for your answer, dear voters and audience. In recent years, a number of agricultural products, as well as products from traditional crafts and villages in the province, have been interested in development. They have the potential to become products for tourism development. We would like to invite you on to watch the following short report. In recent years, tourism has gradually become a spearhead economic sector and brought great benefit to Tay Ninh province. In addition to spiritual tourism products, tourists coming to Tay Ninh also tend to explore and enjoy traditional craft products and local specialties. Catching up with tourist trend of looking towards community tourism products, many farmers in the province didn't hesitate to invest in the construction of garden tourist attractions, where visitors can experience and enjoy fruit specialties, combined with meals right in the garden. One of the tourist attractions that must be mentioned is the Fruit Garden Experience Tour in Go Chua Go Dau District, La Farm Stay in Trang Bang Town, or Fruit Gardens in Yuban Châu District and Hoa Than Town. In particular, in the strategy of developing tourism products, Tay Ninh also focuses on building a range of tourism products associated with ecotourism resources and historical and spiritual relics imbued with national cultural identity. The direction of developing tourism products is associated with agriculture and rural areas, in which promoting local products associated with tourism is considered an important farm group. To develop tourism associated with agricultural products and traditional crafts in the period up to 2025, Tay Ninh province also registered 7 models to participate in the program on rural tourism development in new rural construction in order to change the mindset from agricultural production to rural economic development, contributing to supporting localities to effectively and sustainably implement new rural criteria. Up to now, Tay Ninh province has recognized 69 local products at the provincial level, with typical products such as rice paper, wild vegetables, chili salt, etc. In the tourism development orientation, localities in the province are focusing on many advantages of tourism associated with agricultural products in general and local products in particular. This is an opportunity to raise the province tourism level and improve people's life. The integration of the introduction and sale of local products, typical agricultural products into space for displaying, propagating, promoting tourism images and consulting services, tours and tourist routes will help Tay Ninh make the most of resources and strength from both sides. Local products will contribute to increase the tourism program, thereby attracting tourists to Tay Ninh. tourism is also an effective channel to promote and trade ochre products of the province. Dear Ms. Trần Thị Huy Hoàng, with the latest report, we can see that the investment and development of tourist attractions associated with agriculture and rural areas is a new trend. So, according to the Tourism Development Plan till 2025 and orientation to 2030, how will Tay Ninh province develop tourism themes associated with agriculture, rural areas, and traditional craft villages? Tay Ninh has many potentials and advantages to develop tourism associated with agriculture, rural areas, and traditional craft villages. In the Tourism Development Plan to 2025 and orientation to 2030, the province has proposed solutions to develop agricultural tourism as follows. The first is to effectively implement the plan to support the Vietnamese good agricultural practices of Việt Gap for food farmers in Tay Ninh province. The project value chain and agricultural clusters in Tay Ninh and the list of important commodities that need to be encouraged and prioritized to support the implementation of linkages between production and consumption of agricultural products in the province. The second is to develop agricultural products and local specialties under the One Commune One Product or OCA program to satisfy the shopping needs of travelers. The third is to encourage and support the construction of tourist facilities such as parking lots, areas selling local products, catering, accommodation, etc., associated with high-tech agricultural production farms, specialty and competitive tree production areas of the province. Dear Mr. Ngô Trần Ngọc Quốc, our province is currently promoting the implementation of OCA program. So, how will OCA products contribute to the development of tourism products of the province in the coming time? To talk about developing tourism associated with OCA products, in my opinion, we have to rethink some issues. Firstly, what product do we have now? We currently have 30 OCA products. But in order for tourists to feel these products, in addition to the quality, we should also concern packaging design. Tourists have repeatedly commented about the fact that the packaging design we have made is very rustic. What they need is a packaging that's not only rustic but beautiful. So, what is tourism? Tourists who come here who can use our OCA products. Tay Ninh is currently one of the areas with favorable geographical position for agricultural cultivation. And agricultural tourism is also considered as one of the competitive industries in the future, because tourism is also one of our province's breakthroughs. So, changing this issue requires many factors. Maybe our province has basically planned to develop agricultural tourism, but do people agree with that? How do people understand agricultural tourism? On the other hand, on the business side, all the businesses have the thinking and management methods to make agri-tourism become one of the highlights and promote the tourism development potential of Tay Ninh agriculture. We realize that the difficulties that agricultural tourism still face are part of resort tourism, especially homestays and farmstays. Some member businesses up to this moment are also very eager to develop the so-called green resort or agricultural resort close to the nature. But it's clear that there is a bit of difficulty in planning and land planning. Currently, we aren't allowed to plan and build on agricultural land. So when businesses are about to build, they're also facing some problems. This is also a problem, a bottleneck that relevant agencies and departments need to consider and analyze further to find a solution to facilitate businesses in developing the upcoming agricultural tourism industry. Because I think that agri-tourism is one of the industries that farmers and businesses can do. Thank you for your sharing, dear Ms. Hoang. According to the orientation to 2030, Tay Ninh tourism is a spearhead economic sector, contributing over 10% of GRDP, strongly promoting the development of other sectors. So, in order to achieve this target, what solutions has the province proposed? In order to achieve the goal that by 2030, Tay Ninh strives to develop tourism into a spearhead economic sector, the province has proposed many solutions to develop tourism. Some of the main contents can be listed as follows. The first is to focus on legal assistance so that investors can speed up the development of projects in tourist areas and tourist attractions in Tay Ninh province. Special emphasis will be given to quickly develop Padang Mountain National Tourist Area into a regional and national tourist area. The focal point to lead and connect the tourism of Tay Ninh province and the southeast region. The tourism industry is also advising the Provincial People's Committee on the number of policies to support tourism development in Tay Ninh province until 2030. The second is to investing in traffic infrastructure to quickly and synchronously connect tourism between Tay Ninh and neighboring provinces and cities, such as Ho Chi Minh City Mumbai Expressway, Goyao Samat Expressway, and to investing waterways and inner provincial routes in order to connect traffic between tourist destinations in the province and link Tay Ninh tourism with provinces in the southeast and southwest regions. The third is to attract investment in high-quality tourism infrastructure systems such as 3 to 5-star hotels, shopping centers, entertainment centers, tourist attractions, a system of standard food service establishment, etc. The fourth is to promote the development of festival, religious and spiritual tourism products that are still the main products of the province. It's also necessary to combine the development of a variety of new types of tourism such as resort tourism, cultural tourism, festival tourism, agricultural tourism, eco-tourism, back to the roots tour to learn about the history, to attract a large number of tourists to Tay Ninh. The fifth is to strengthen activity to promote tourism, save tourist destinations, stimulate domestic tourism, link tours between provinces, gradually attracting and expanding international tourism markets, etc. An indispensable factor in tourism development is the application of science and technology to assist business in applying technical standards, regulations, and tools to improve productivity and quality, support tools in production and tourism service businesses. So how the Department of Culture, Sports and Tourism of Tay Ninh Province has promoted the application of information technology in tourism promotion and advising, Madam? Social networking sites provide people with news and knowledge about all aspects of social life, including tourism. So, information technology application is very important to promote and advertise the image and destination of Tay Ninh to tourists, to create a highlight, attract the attention of a large number of social network users in the province in particular and the country in general, creating a phase for the development of tourism in our locality. Over the last time, Tay Ninh province has concentrated on developing communication technology infrastructure on social networking platforms such as website, fanpage, Zalo, and YouTube from provincial to grassroots level in order to post and propagate cultural, sports, and tourism events and activities in the province. The fact that tourism images and activities are timely and regularly posted on social networking platforms help attract more and more tourists to Tay Ninh. Tay Ninh has also been deploying a public Wi-Fi system for digital transformation in the province. For tourism development, piloting smart urban models for Tay Ninh City and Hoa Thanh Town, supporting small and medium-sized enterprises, enterprises specializing in traditional industries, and manufacturing enterprises, switching to providing products and services on digital platforms and smart production. Besides, the Provincial Tourism Promotion Information Center has built and deployed information technology applications in promoting tourism images such as applying QR code technology in searching for destination information. Dear Mr. Ngô Trần Ngọc Quốc, in order to best serve tourists coming to Tay Ninh in the time to come, how did Tay Ninh Tourism Association build a database and digital map of tourist destinations in the province? Actually, our association is very interested in technology and communication work. That's why the association has the Technology and Communication Board. The board is responsible for tracking all tourist attractions in Tay Ninh, even outside the province to connect regions. We also just had a meeting to discuss and share about communication work. One question is that when tourists come and know our province, what will we communicate to them? Actually, when people come to Tay Ninh, people know Tay Ninh. We have to talk about Tay Ninh, that is regional connectivity. After discussion, 6 Southeast provinces have agreed to join together. It means that we have to use the same communication system, and when we get to any communication point, all we need to do is just click. With just one tap, we can know all the products, tourist attractions, and scenic spots there. This is what we have already done. And other provinces are also asking us to support the development of the digital database. For Tay Ninh Tourism Association, our members only need to hold a magnetic card. When we talk to domestic and foreign tourists, we want to introduce our tourism products. Just with our phone, we will have all information about tourist attractions, eateries, restaurants, accommodations, and cultural features of Tay Ninh, all of which are being built into a database by us. With the sharing of Mr. Ngô Trần Ngọc Quốc, I feel that it's very convenient for tourists when coming to Tay Ninh. With just one tap, we will know everything, the places, the destinations we need to visit, and the specialties of Tay Ninh province. It's very convenient for tourists when coming to our province, right? By the way, thank you for the very useful sharing of the two guests today. Dear voters and audience, in recent years, the tourism industry of Tay Ninh province has made many important contributions to socio-economic development, increasing the efficiency of business activities. The development of the tourism industry has positively changed the economic structure of the province, boosting budget revenue, creating jobs for workers, improving the face of rural areas, and developing urban areas. Therefore, the tourism planning is aimed at developing tourism in a sustainable way, ensuring the harmony between tourism development and the reservation and promotion of the values of each region and each locality, especially cultural values, to build a tourism industry with a national identity. Ladies and gentlemen, today's program now comes to an end. I'm grateful to all of you for joining us for this talk show. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.